So we're starting to see that series of internal higher highs and higher lows forming, right? Showing that potentially order flow is now shifting from bearish to bullish. Alrighty, so let's dive into the charts, and this is euro dollar on the daily chart. So very simply, we do not need to overcomplicate our analysis on this time frame. We can see that we are clearly trending to the upside, making a series of higher highs and higher lows. So all I ever want to do, the first thing is I go to my highest time frame, and I just want to know what is the current swing range, right? That is always step number one for me. Where is my swing high? Where is my swing low? I can see that this was the last break of swing structure here on the daily chart, okay? So now I know the current swing high and low that I have is between this low and this high here, okay? So this is a swing low that achieved its job, it broke structure. So this is now what we call a strong swing low. So when we are in a bullish market and price is pulling back, if that bullish trend is going to continue, our expectation is that this low will hold, right? And we can try and then get long once we think the pullback is over, right? Then we can look to get long and try and target that weak high, right? This is a weak high. Why? Because it's failed to do its job. It's failed to take out the lows. That's how bullish markets work, right? Strong lows hold, and then eventually we target the weak highs there to the upside. So daily chart, I instantly know my swing trend is bullish. So ultimately, I'm looking for price to continue that move once we think the swing pullback is over. So what we can also see from a structural standpoint is there's not a lot of clear internal structure to necessarily work with, because we kind of just have this straight pullback, right? Usually we see something like this where you've got some clearer internal structure, and then to signal when the end of that pullback is finished, we would look for what? We would look for the internal structure to shift bullish. Once we get that bullish IBOS, that internal break of structure, that's a very good signal, right, that the swing pullback is over, and then we look to target the high. That is, again, the same framework that I follow every single time. In this case, we don't really have any super clear like that, kind of like we did with this one, right, where we got that clear shift in structure. So here, do we have anything? Do we have any signs of bullish structure shifting? And we do have a bullish fractal shift in structure, right, where we get that bullish change of characters. So it's better than nothing. It's that first sign that we're seeing, that fractal structure shifting in our favor. And then again, we can see we've had another little break there as well. So we're starting to see that series of internal higher highs and higher lows forming, right? Showing that potentially order flow is now shifting from bearish to bullish. So that's kind of everything from a structural perspective on the daily chart.